life up on my tech. Hey. Little FaceTime, little Skype up on my tech. Hey. And I'm laughing right up on my tech. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AJ the Juice.
And it's your boy Lid the Panda.
And welcome to the Panda and Juice Podcast Show. Introducing, we got a special guest, man. Former University of Michigan running back, current Cincinnati Bengal, Chris Evans.
And to add on to, man, our connection and how we all knew each other. So, AJ was my OG when I came in. You know, he didn't father me, but he was my guy who I can lean on, who was there for me. And I was kind of Chris OG, especially when I changed positions from tight end to fullback. So, you know, I'm glad to see you pan out the way you did, bro. And I'm very proud of you, my dog.
Hey, I don't know if y'all know, man. Chris had that official on at that castle, man.
If you ain't been to the castle, if you know, you know. If you don't know, stay where you at. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Y'all, we help get a lot of folks in there now.
Facts.
Hey, man, well, of course, you know, first and foremost, we always want to start off one of our first questions that we like to ask a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty, man. What's your favorite type of juice, man? I'm an Ocean Spray, cran mango guy.
I'm a peach guy myself, you know. Anything peach tastes good.
What's your
cran mango is crazy.
That cran mango is a bad shut your mouth, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And then Khalid, you know, of course, being the Panda Man, we always ask folks, what's your favorite zoo animal, man? I'm a cheetah guy. I ain't never been fast a day in my life, so I like my animals fast. So, you know, what's your favorite zoo animal, man?
Man, I don't know. I like the water, like the whales and the dolphins and stuff.
Okay. So you try to be in the water, so you can swim. You
I
can swim. I can't swim.
Aquatic, man. Well, more importantly, Chris, thank you for being on, man. We always appreciate you, especially that Go Blue love, man. Good to have, you know, three successful young men just out here just, you know, helping people find their version of success, right? I think that's the big thing. And speaking of success, man, you know, when did you first find out about your superpowers, man? Superpowers on our show are everything from that gift from above, you know what I'm saying? But when did you first find out about them?
I think when I was in high school, like when I was a senior and I started getting around, like my little brother started getting old enough to like play football and stuff like that. So just being around the kids and just seeing like, then I was like, I really want to see my little brothers like succeed, you know what I'm saying? So I just got around them, started, you know what I'm saying, working them out, doing the drills that we was doing the high school stuff to get them ready for, you know what I'm saying, when they got to the little league, like the travel team, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then they actually started doing good, and I'm like, whatever I'm doing is working. You know
what I'm saying? It's all right.
So I started doing that. Then it started to trickle over, and then I went to Michigan and Cincinnati, and it's just trying to keep everything good, you know what I'm saying, while I'm away. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That was the hardest part. So
what I want to hit on too is just so, you know, for you to be the college athlete that you was, to hear a lot of people don't know about this man's backstory. When I found out, I remember I was in my crib and I found out he was working as a janitor at a high school to, help to get your 7-on-17 time in the gym?
Yeah.
And he was doing this as a college athlete, bro. Like, we all know what our schedules look like during the season, off season, what that could be, what that could do to, you know what I'm saying? And to do that and then go to work as a janitor at night, right, too? Like, when it's time to get, we gotta rest our body.
Right? You gotta sleep.
Just speak on that and what made you determined to want to do that for your guys?
Yeah, I feel like that it's hard to like be able to, like, you gotta find any way to get your foot in the door anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to do that to get this, like that's what I did. Like, it's just a little sacrifices just to for the kids and stuff like that, which ultimately ended up taking my time, you know what I'm saying, which you know what I'm saying, like as I talked to my uncles and my, you know what I'm saying, and the older guys, they're just telling me, like, you got to put you first, you know what I'm saying? That's what I end up having to understand, because I was like, you know, the kids is good, but, like, the kids can't help me try to get where I'm trying to get, because I'm trying to help them get to where I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying? So once I realized that, I was like, my mindset kind of changed. That's when I got more people on board, more people to help, like, that like, really love it, like love it for the kids. When I started finding them, that's when I could start, like, okay, let me go lock in. Let me go get some extra treatment. You know what I'm saying? Or
instead of work, instead of be legit, right? Doing those things, man. So it sounds like for sure your superpower is mentorship, man. It sounds like giving back in any capacity was your superpower, man. And I know that I think the world needs a little bit more of that, right? I think love is on the downside, right? Yeah. So to hear, you being able to cultivate that so young, and that's phenomenal. And I urge more kids to do that, but also can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Can't pour from an empty cup. So but as speaking of pouring from an empty cup, man, who was your Nick Fury, right? Who was that person? Nick Fury was that guy keeps the Avengers all in line. Who was that person that helped cultivate that success for you?
It was a couple people, my dad, my uncle, you know what I'm saying, and they were just like big catalysts in my life just to keep me going, keep pushing me and taking me to visits and stuff like that. But Marlon Jackson, he went to Michigan actually, but he played for the Colts, and he had I was in 5th grade, and I always tell this story, but he has a foundation called Fight for Life Bowl, like Fight for Life Foundation.
Shout out to Fight for Life, man.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
And he has a flag football tournament with all the boys and girls clubs in the city.
Right.
So So I'm 5th grade, I never I played football against this town over and stuff like that, but we never get no
across town shootout of 60, right? Neighboring. Yeah.
So we had a north, south, east, west boys and girls club, and we was the west side, so we got black t-shirts and stuff like that. The news came out, we was in the Coke Stadium, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then we ended up winning it. And then he tapped me on my shoulder. It's like, man, you gonna be something one day.
Yeah,
so
that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Say less. I gotta take it from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta cultivate that. He said, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go manifest that, man. That's incredible, man. I think that especially to all coaches listening, anybody else, I think this is something that we gotta do more, right? Don't crush kids' dreams. I think that you gotta see when you see something special, tell a kid that. Don't just make it so just do this. No, tell a kid that he's actually doing well, so that he can.
And to add on to that too, because me and Juice both work in the school system. I work as a tennis agent. He's working as a teacher in the school district, and we see kids all the time, right? Especially me going back to inner city Detroit, Southwest Detroit. Shout out to Munger where I'm working. I see kids who don't have the support system, right? We don't have kids out there that have a Chris Evans in their corner that be like, hey man, look, I'm gonna put the pieces together. You just gotta perform. I'm gonna get you where you need to be. And I think that was one of my biggest reasons of going back to the city and working, because we don't have that.
Right.
It's getting to a point where kids, they losing hope. They don't got nobody in their corner, or who was the guy that you said was, that was in your ear, at 5th grade. He was like, yeah, man, you gonna be something one day. We don't have enough people doing that. And I think, that's one of the reasons why we got Chris on the show, is that he's doing it. He's a living embodiment of it. He's going out there. He's getting all these kids and traveling and going to tournaments and competing constantly. Absolutely. We got that to do that at a young age too. You know what I'm saying? He's younger than us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So he's doing that at a young age, man. You got a bright future ahead of you, and I tip my hat to you, man, because we don't have that many figures still showing these kids of what they can accomplish. A lot of these kids don't know what's out there.
Absolutely.
They ain't been off the block. They ain't been out their neighborhood. They ain't been across the country to go to college or to see what is what it's about. But the question I want to ask you too, Chris, is what made you choose Michigan? Being from Indy, what brought you to Michigan?
So I was always an Ohio State fan.
Wow.
All the way, I was playing with him on the game or something like that.
Can I cut you off real quick? He always, his freshman year, every night before the game, he is playing NCAA. Was it 14 13? What's the last one they did?
14.
He played that every night, Friday night before a game. He is playing that. He gonna be up all night playing that until he get tired. I'm gonna put that out there so we know. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and finish what you said, bro.
Yeah, so I would always, like you said, I was playing NCAA, whatever the time I was in high school and younger, just playing with them and playing with all the guys on there. But the process went, and I got offered by Michigan State, and then I got offered by Michigan. And then my dad and my mom loved to visit. They loved the academic part.
Absolutely.
They loved this. They loved everything about it. And it was like, I talked to Coach Harbaugh, and he was like, I was like, Coach Harbaugh, He'll give me a little time, you know what I'm saying, to think on it, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah. Because, you know, the bigger recruits, they going to wait and sit down.
They going to wait till the end.
They'll try to do a little hat trick.
Yeah.
And I'm a 3-star, so I ain't got the privilege to do that. So.
Facts. Look, it's you better get right. You better get tightened up.
So, pretty much, long story short, he told me in the nicest way, like, pretty much, like, it's either you want to come here or you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no time. I mean, like,
shout out to Jill. You know how you are.
Facts.
So I was like, Coach, just give me, like, a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I told my mom, when we went back, mom and dad, was like, yo, just wait or else they finna offer. Like, trust me, like, it's finna work out.
Yeah, like.
So then 2 days went, and they were like, nah, you need to go to Michigan. I called Coach Harbaugh, not really wanting to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, Coach, I'll go, blah, blah. And then 6 months went past, and Michigan started growing on me. The fans, everything started growing.
It's a community. Go Blue community.
Yeah, shout out to the fans. Shout out to the fans,
man.
Then the week of signing day, Urban Meyer called me because I had told the media, like, Ohio State was my dream offer, like, younger.
Yeah, so they ain't heard that nugget. They remember that nugget.
So Urban Meyer called me. First thing he said was, you want to make your dream come true?
Woo! Hit you with a punchline.
Tried to hit him with a bar.
Hit him with a bar, for sure.
I said, Coach, you're going to give me a day.
Hey, boy, let a story need a day or two.
I'm going to need a day or two. I told my mom, like, yo, but at that point, I'm set on Michigan already.
Absolutely.
Whatever. So then after that next morning, I went out to my car, and I had Ohio State stuff all on my car. And, like, a hat under my windshield, and I'm like... and I'm looking around in my neighborhood like, yo, who did this? Who did this? So I was like, man, went to school, and I was like, even my best friend at the time was like, bro, like, you need to go to Ohio State. So I'm like, nah, bro, I can't, like,
I ain't go forward.
I can't be on those switcheroos.
Yeah. So we all know college ain't easy. It's not nothing to play about, especially being a athlete, but also being a student athlete. It's tough. What kept you grounded? What kept you, wanting to just, because I know the road for you was up and down, but what kept you, in a positive mindset?
It was like once you get like to that middle, like the your freshman year is cool, and then once you get into that middle, before you get to the end, it's like it's just tough. Like just as far as like finding your role and finding this, finding that. You know what I'm saying? I had my funnest time my freshman year.
That was the honeymoon phase.
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely.
Look, Chris did a Raiders. He ran the whole university.
Absolutely.
And then like how the recruiting work, they gonna just find somebody else. They continue to find other people, and then every time you go out every year, you like competing every time.
You're reproving. People don't realize this. Every single year, you reprove yourself. No matter what you did that season before, you have to audition for that same role.
Exactly, because they gonna find they going out. I remember shout out to Coach Wheelie, because Coach Wheelie always kept it real with us. He always told us, like, I'm recruiting your next replacement. Like the guy that you see come through them doors, man, it's not some scrub guy. He the best. Yeah. So you're gonna have to continue to show me, hey, can you outplay this man?
Absolutely.
And and shout out, like I said, Coach Wheelie, he was the standard, the golden standard of coaching to me.
Sure. Wow.
He showed us how to be a big brother, how to be a father figure, but also hold us accountable, when it came to the game. Because we're sitting on running back, we'd laugh for days, we got stories for days, Pandora's box. We ain't gonna open Pandora's box. But, like, we would do that all the time, man, and, we got on that field, he'd switch it off. And it's like, all right, let's get to it. Like, and he would coach you, and he would treat you based on how you was producing on the field. And so, man, it was... To have him in that corner, I think it was another reason for us, especially, to want to keep playing, and continue our grind as players, man. And, now that you are in the league, your rookie year, you go to the Super Bowl.
Go to the bowl for the city, boy.
You almost accomplished everything, and almost, it's like, what is that feeling? What was that feeling like, man? Like, what did it mean to you?
It was just, I couldn't believe it, like, when it was all going on, just because, like, the Super Bowl, like, actually when I was in it, I'm like, yo, like, there isn't no game bigger than this, like, in football. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think, like, okay, you can go to state, you can go to the national championship in college or whatever, Big Ten, whatever, but it ain't higher than the Super Bowl. You feel me? So just that whole feeling was just like I just felt like that I was supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? So like
Absolutely,
I wasn't even like nervous or anything like that. Like I was. I mean, it was. You got Kanye on the side. Shaq, all that. So I'm like, I'm just trying to
stay in that moment too, right?
Yeah, just stay in that moment and just like just feasting it and growing it and just, you know what I mean, just after just tell everybody the experiences and anybody trying to get there, you know what I'm saying, kind of like motivate them because like really it's a team thing. Like no matter what I did, no matter what, I mean, Joe Burrow helped a whole lot.
Yeah, it is. We gotta ask about Joe
B helped a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? But like without the D-line and the, you know what I'm saying, everybody it was a team effort. So like it's not really like a specific person got there. It's like that group of guys.
That unit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
And especially as a guy being from the city, right? You know, Cincy born and raised, but trained the state to go to Michigan. You know, to see somebody who you've had, you know, at your crib reach the highest level, man. It was crazy to see. And my question to you is like, do you, like, you know, as players, do y'all feel how much the city was really behind y'all? I mean, the whole school systems got off Monday. I mean, it was the craziest thing I ever seen, man. So did you feel that love and like, you know, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, when I first got there, I was looking like, man, this is a big stadium. And then one of the guys was like, man, it ain't even gonna be filled up. The fans on it, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even. I'm like, all right, okay. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, when we was losing last year, like nobody was at our games. Like, okay. We started going. The game started getting more packed and more packed and more. Then we played the Raiders in a playoff game, and I guess since like 19-something, we ain't won a playoff
1970, yeah. 30
Emotional damage.
We won the game, people in the stands, like I kid you not, like I would be like, if it was just like one or two people, but like there was rows and rows of people like crying, like hugging each other.
We
like,
felt that, Cincy. They felt that, Cincy.
It was like
they felt it,
and then people was like, I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Bro, like for real, man. Like, we've been through the droughts, man. We've had so many people. We've had the Carsons, the Ochos. I remember going to those. And then you know, for us to honestly join up with a former, you know, Buckeye in that sense to make it all happen. It's like it was so many things. Like the circle was full circle. Like it was full circle, man. I don't know, man. That was awesome to see, man. So that's good to even hear that perspective, man.
So, and the question I gotta ask. So you brought up Joey B. What is Joey B like? You know, especially being around like we, you know, us looking on the outside in. You know, he's a cool, calm guy. You know, he got the buffs on. He rocking the chain to the. You feel me? He got the buffs and the chain. That's what's crazy. I feel like he's from Detroit.
Top to the style.
Like he walked down 8 Ball. You know what I'm saying? Do what he do. You know, like I ain't about to say that to you, but you know, what was that relationship? What's your relationship? You know, with that guy?
The first time I met him, I'm in rookie minicamp, and he came up to me and said, "How you doing? My name is Joe." That's it, Chris. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, big dog. I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I heard you. You know what I mean? So,
and I already looked. I'm like, dang, that's Joe. But then when he seen me, he came up and said, "My name's Joe." And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. What is he? So then he did that, man, and just as I watched him and just as he like the preparation that he put into the games and stuff, like I mean after the Super Bowl he sat there with his pads on and everybody like looking around like boys trying to take showers and you gotta do your exit physicals and stuff, but he's still in his pads, you know what I'm saying? So
getting it, feeling it all in, man, and experiencing it, man. Okay, so from there, like who is, because I know as coming as a rookie in, you know, into the league, it's a tough transition, especially like, you know, because my rookie year, I was in Seattle. You know, my OG was, even, you know, he's not really an OG, but Chris Carson was like, you know, our head running back guy. Yeah. Who was that guy for you in your room, or any even if it's somebody on the team that is, you know,
adopted a position.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's there for you when you need, like, you know, because I know it can be tough, you know, transition. So who was there for you to help you better transition?
I would say, because our locker room, we got a lot of people like spread out, so it's not like this the position right here. It's like a whole bunch of people. Ricardo Allen, He played safety for the Falcons when in the Super Bowl, and then I played safety for us. But he was just always just putting me on game every day, and every time I seen him, he was like always talking to like some younger guy, like putting him on game. So I'll always just come and put my ear in. He'd be saying like what he invest in and what you shouldn't do and what you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I'm always you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to just come under you and if I got any questions, I'm just gonna ask you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he playing chess, not checkers.
Yes.
He playing chess, not checkers.
Get you a mentor too, man. You're never too old for a mentor.
So I was just talking to him, and he just put gems on me every day, like literally, like little things in his contract and like different stuff. Like he told me everything, like. Cause I don't know what the off season is when they be signing people, and this is it's crazy though. As you
can see, it get wicked. Don't ever look. Don't ever go into. This is for the guys or anybody out there that's interested in following footsteps and trying to make it to the league. It's not for the weak. You could be on a team one day thinking, man, yeah, because look, my rookie year, I'm like, oh yeah, I made it. I'm where I need to be. It's here. And look, you get shipped out quicker than you think. It'd be, boy, 1 minute it's there, the next minute it's not. So like I said, having a mentor and getting somebody in your corner that can help you in the transition, and also, just be there, like, and talk to you when you need to, because it ain't always sunny days, long nights, early mornings, that's the literal meaning. And, for you to do it the way you're doing it, man, I'm so proud to see you have gotten to where you at, man. It's crazy, especially coming to see you as a freshman. What does this stand for right here, though? Remember this? This was how,
I did.
Was it?
It was over my eye.
Yeah. What did that mean, bro?
So, Coach Naylor, you remember Coach Naylor?
Yeah, I remember Coach Naylor. Body slammed you too. I got it. I got video.
I might need to see that video.
I got video. Don't worry about it, Coach.
You'll definitely drop that on Twitter, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach Naylor, yeah, he was just crazy coach. Coach Naylor was like sniffing like hot sauce, like that's when we was doing pull-ups. I was like, oh no, this is too crazy.
Naylor was a Palaki count, so you probably hold that.
So I was like, oh, they trying to kill me. So he had talked to me, and I had talked to him. I think this was my sophomore year before we played Purdue.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm like, yo, coach, like I just really, I'm a little rut, you know what I'm saying? We just got Coach J was our running back coach. Coach J came in.
No, Jay Hart.
Oh, Jay, even better. Now Jay love you.
And like him, no disrespect to him, but him and Coach Willie, two different coaches.
Yeah,
Philosophies and stuff like that. So that was a hard transition to switch to. So I was just letting them on like, yo, I'm struggling right now, coach, blah blah. And he's like, you gotta be a pirate. And I was like, what? And he was like, pirates get on their boat. And he's looking at me dead serious.
Did not French.
And he's like up in my face like this. He's like, you gotta be a pirate. Pirates get on boats. They go to other boats. They get off them boats. Take everything from everybody on that boat. Get back on their boat and leave. I'm like,
that's heavy though.
Yeah, I'm like, so then he said that and then walked away.
Oh, he dropped the power crumb in there left. So you was sitting there thinking about it for a minute.
I'm like, so then I'm going the whole day. I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, blah blah. And then before the game, he looked at me like with his iPad like this. He just did this to me. And
that's it.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Then I'm thinking like, so I'm adding what he said
to what he's doing.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, okay. So he said, so then thing I got was like, whatever it is, I just gotta go. I gotta go take it. Like whatever he's telling me, I gotta or something. I gotta go gotta go take. So went out there, and then when I scored, I did that, and then I was like. He had his screensaver for like the whole year.
For real, that's tough.
So yeah,
that's tough.
We ran that, and then I was like, it was just, and then Coach Naylor, he gave me the biggest hug over there, and I still don't know what he actually meant to this day. But whenever he walked away, I don't know if he just said it just so it could resonate with. I don't know.
It hit hard.
It hit hard.
Yeah,
I think what he meant by it is you being a pirate, you go on ships and you take from that ship and you go back to whatever. He basically was just saying take the best of whatever the coach is giving you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, we got our favorite coaches. We got coaches that, sometimes you don't see eye to eye with, but that coach is always trying to make you better. And I think a lot of guys, when y'all get to the college level, we've been coaching ain't gonna always be easy. It's gonna be, hard. They're gonna criticize you. They gonna get under your skin. They gonna say some things that's questionable. But at the end of the day, I think that we all gotta understand that it's all to better you because they can not say nothing to you and leave you where you at, and then you got to deal with that, and that's a whole different hurt because now you just like you in the trash report at that point. Now you like, hey coach, I'm about to drop my playbook off. I'm going somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So I think with Coach Naylor, shout out to Naylor too. What he meant by that was take the best things that you can get from these people because I'm pretty sure Jay told you some stuff that you was like, oh damn, okay, that's what I need to hear. For sure. And Wheelie, he always dropped this on us all the time, so it was a lot that feel me. And Jay, I got a lot of stuff from Jay that like cause one of my biggest things was he always told me. He said, I remember we had this conversation. This was even outside the building. I had saw him somewhere on campus. He said, Liz, you know what your problem is? He said, you think you got time, but time it's not your friend. Man. And when he said that to me, I said, oh. That changed my whole mindset because I'm like, yeah, bro, I be putting off so much stuff because I'm thinking I got time to do it. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, you don't because, bro, let's think about it, bro. I graduated in 2017. It's 2022. I'm 5 years removed from college. You feel me? So it's like, you think we got time and you don't. That thing is coming and going. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was, something I think, Naylor was trying to tell you. So that's some real gems right there, though. That's some real knowledge for you, Cat. For real.
That's what we like to say. That's it right there. And I think everybody needs to take a page and understand that even if it's a coach, if it's a teacher, there's going to be somebody you don't like, and there's going to be a way that you don't respond to it. But instead of folding, I ask and encourage you to look at it as a superpower. Yeah. And I think that we've all had our own run in it, right? Yeah. And we've all been down, but I think that once you use that as a superpower instead of the thing holding you down, I think that that's how you win.
It ain't gonna hurt you. It's gonna make you better. Facts.
Hey man, well, you made it to the top. Obviously, you've seen it, and now you got to get there. But what tunes were you listening to get there? Who's top 5? We got to know right now. Like,
it better be some Detroit.
We got to know right now. Just give us who's high on the list right now. Who you listening to, and we'll get into your top 5.
Oh, top 5 songs or top 5?
No, we want to listen to. Then we go get in the top 5.
What, you saying artist or song?
Let's just go artist right now.
Artist, I'm starting number 5. I'm starting number 1 and go down.
Oh, okay.
Number 1 is G Herbo.
Okay.
I respect it. I respect it.
All right.
Number 2, Meek Mill.
Okay. A lot of motivation.
Motivation, yeah.
3, 4, 5, really, I'm saying, I say, Roddy Ricch.
Okay, Roddy.
Okay, Roddy don't miss, dog. He gonna
to put it out. Yeah. He gonna put it out. It's gonna be heat. It's gonna be some heat.
For sure. Future.
Okay. He raised all of us. All right. He raised all of us, boy. I got you.
Future. 5 is what I'm saying. 5, like, you know what I mean? If you make it in there, you feel me? But, I got a 3-way tie for 5.
Who you giving it to then? Don't be afraid to give it to us now.
Who the people?
They might see it, just don't make sure your decision is correct now.
I mean, this is before the game.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to go. Respect it. All right.
Before the game, I'll put some Drake in there.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'll put some Frank Ocean in there because I like.
Hey, I like this man's calm.
You gotta be calm. You gotta be calm.
Yeah,
that's just 2-way tie. Yeah. 2-way tie right there.
Okay, man.
I respect that.
That's tough.
I respect that.
That's tough. I ain't gonna lie. I used to. This was the weirdest thing ever. Right?
I was the same way. The same way.
No. You would know who was weird? Davion Smith. Hey, listen. I love you. There was nothing scarier than sitting in the whole game locker room. Mind you, my locker is. Y'all remember the Michigan locker room? My locker is here. Davion is on the corner. You remember, Davion is always right by the. As soon as you walk out,
got four spots down. Right there.
Before every game, I would look at Davion and he would be crying, and I'm like, bro, what are you listening to?
What's going on?
Like, what is happening? I be like, bro, like. I think he took it personal. I think he really thought somebody on the team hurt him. I think he manipulated himself into believing somebody hurt him on the team. Because I mean, in the way he ran the ball, you would think it too.
Angry.
But back to what I was saying, I think for me, like when I my pregame ritual, what I listen to is just this guy. He gave an inspirational speech at Georgia Tech. I used to listen to that before every game, right before I would wait, right till they be like, what was it? They was like, team, you ready? Team in 5 minutes here.
Team in 5.
I would put that on, I listen to the whole thing in 5 minutes, and then I'll be ready for the field. I wouldn't even listen to music.
Who was it?
I can't think of it.
He got like one arm.
No.
Inky Johnson.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking about Inky Johnson. It was one. I think it was one of the scrim guys. It was a scrim coach, I think.
Corralo, like our guy.
No, not Corella, because Corella down there. Not Corella, so it's Corella too. But no, it's a guy. It was a guy that was giving an inspirational speech before they walked out on the field. So I think everybody got that unique tone of what they listen to. I know guys listen to all type of stuff.
Yeah, and me personally, I actually did the exact opposite of what you guys did. I listened to Miley Cyrus. We Can't Stop.
We Can't Stop.
It was a party every time I was on that field, and that's how I felt about it. And that's partly to my demise and problem was never like I just had so much fun with it, man. Yeah. I think that you got kind of serious, you kind of got motivation, and you got
goofy. Yeah.
So
and look, that was. I mean, I would say I was more like Juice on the field. I was very goofy at times. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, everybody got their stilo, man. Everybody get on what they get on, man. That's fun though. What do you like? Because we talk about like mental health nowadays.
Yes,
that's a big thing.
Huge
especially coming up in the sports now. A lot of people are now getting more involved with it, which is great, I believe, because a lot of players at a certain time didn't have outlets they have now.
Oh, absolutely.
And I ran into a guy recently, man. He's kind of your age. He has the same mindset as you, and he talked about his daily routine when he gets up and why he does what he does, and when he do, he gets up, he reads as affirmation. He has a slip of affirmations in his wallet. He gets up and he gets in his car. He reads to himself every day, and he does. So all that is helping him, with his mental health and help him evolve into a better person and a better athlete. What steps do you take and what things do you do to help your mental health out on the football field and in just regular day life as well?
Yeah, in the football for football, I just like work hard, like do the extras, stuff like that. Because what that ultimately does for me is, if I get extra reps, catch 100 passes after every practice, you know what I'm saying? I know when I go into the game, I can catch any pass, you know what I'm saying? So then like now, and I'll be talking crazy on the field, you know what I'm saying?
You be talking crazy!
and I just don't. Cause I don't talk crazy just cause I feel like cause like I put so much work in.
Yeah, you can do that.
I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if like so and so don't think I can or whatever, but I know I caught 100 passes every day off the jug. So when that ball come to me, like if you gotta guard me, like it's over. Like you know what I'm saying? So like I'm gonna catch the ball. So like talking to myself and the confidence piece, like that's what I instill to the kids too. Just making sure like
absolutely
whatever you say you gonna do, you can do. Cause like, as long as you train your brain, and then also like like people they confuse excitement for like nervousness. You know what I'm saying? So the brain gives the same stimulus. You know what I'm saying? So you
I didn't know that. Now you drop gems.
You might be nervous for something, but maybe you might like actually be excited, because I feel like that if someone's nervous for something, it means they're like nervous about the outcome.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But if you prepared yourself and you confident enough for it, you know what I'm saying, you don't gotta be nervous. You should be you're more excited. So you know what I'm saying? You put the work in, you can just change that in your brain as excitement, and then
absolutely. Wow, that's huge. So almost taking that confidence that we put in on the football field and making that our confidence daily, and kind of using that to not only be the best version of a football player, but also to be the best version of Chris that you can be.
Exactly.
That is incredible, and I think that's a learned skill, honestly, right? Because I think that we all struggle with confidence at one point.
Yeah, at one point in time, you should definitely, even because you come as a I think too, to tip your hat off, like Chris was one of those guys. He came in as a freshman, like he put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, and then when he got on the field, it showed. Like everything was stop motion to him. Like what was your first run? How long was your first run?
Like 60 something.
Imagine your first play at college.
Yeah.
On the scene, you taking it for 60.
Mine was Alabama. and it didn't go that good. Didn't go that good.
Oh my God! So to have that, and it speaks to the time and the effort you put in. But like outside of the sport though, like what things do you think that you help with your mental health, or help keep a regular day, make you cool and just
I be finding like little like I'm real intrigued with like keeping my brain like going. You know what I'm saying? So like I found like these little Lego cars. I be putting them together. Not the super long ones.
I do Legos too.
Yeah, I do Lego guys too. So I got like in my room like 12 different cars. Got like the Challenger, like he's talking about the Porsche, and like all these cars. I even got like a semi Lego like to put the other cars on.
That's probably huge. That's probably ridiculous.
Yeah, so I got that, and I use that just to, like mental health, like you saying, just to like kick back and just like when I'm by myself and I just want to like just get my brain together, long day, learn a lot of plays or something. I just put them together and then just be listening to some music. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's what's up, man.
Never too nerdy for a Lego set.
Never too nerdy.
Come on now.
Be yourself. Let nobody tell you different. Be yourself. Be yourself. So and mental health is being a thing that has been huge. So like, who would you say? Now we're gonna move the conversation on to who is the drippiest person? Who got the drip? Who got the drip? Who got the sauce? Who putting it on every time and they putting it on well?
There's a lot of guys. The receivers, just based off the receivers is like the position, they can have it.
All right.
So like if you don't got it, then it's like okay, there's a problem.
Okay. That makes sense.
I should be able to trust this whole position group. If they gonna be able to get it.
So that's the group that's gonna hold it down.
Yeah, they gonna hold it down. So that the whole room they be dripped out for sure. But I feel like I be dripped out too. I be putting it together too when we go into the games. I really don't be knowing some guys be wearing suits and then I be wearing jeans and then I be trying to wear the suits and they wear the jeans. I'm like,
you just trying to catch up to
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So when I do get it, it's fire for sure.
Okay, all right. So out your friend group, because I saw a video on the Watch the Redskins page about Khalid Hudson.
Okay, we heard about Khalid. Yeah, we heard about you.
I heard he got the worst swag on their team. Now you one of his close homies, so out of your close homies, who got the worst drip?
It's okay. Because you'll be here to defend yourself. I'm just saying.
Right now, what you think?
I mean, I ain't never seen him like wear no clothes to the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But so I don't know. I can't speak for that. But like when we was in like the dorms and we was going to study lounge and stuff, we only had like a couple. Like, you can't wear your nicest pair of shoes.
Right.
So you can't. I can't rock. So you know what I mean? So he had like 2 or 3 outfits, or maybe just 2. He'd just rotate every time. I did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it go with the shoes.
Look, it ain't that wrong. Cause look, you broke, you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? I had a 2G rotation. I ain't gonna lie. That was my whole 3 years. 2G rotation. You know what I'm saying?
The hardest part of college was getting the gear and letting the gear breathe. Now it's 70 dudes rocking the same t-shirt.
Especially when we got the retro. Everybody first day, as soon as they said we got them, everybody in class. Feet on the table, trying to be like, got these out the box every time. So that's funny, dog. That's funny. So we go, start, wrapping it up here. So we got, in this with, 2 questions. What's, your why, right? What's the everyday, just period, something that's on a wall.
That you would write on your mirror.
Yeah,
like,
that.
What do you affirm yourself in? Like, what's your why?
Yeah.
My why is just like my family, my whole family, and like my mom, dad, everybody who helped me get to this point. You know what I'm saying? Anything they need, I got them, and just making sure that they, like my brothers, like. I'm the oldest of 3, so I'm just trying to make sure my little brothers, see me doing right, and trying to give them a good example of what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And showing my parents that like they raised like a good man. You know what I'm saying? And all the little things that they done taught me, I'm just using down the road because my dad, he would tell me like, you won't understand till you get older. You know what I'm saying?
That's the line.
Because we ain't think what we doing now is what we would have been doing
Absolutely.
6 years ago. No cap. Real talk.
So then when that happened, when he told me that, I'm thinking like, so when stuff started popping up, I'm like, it all makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? So like, him taking my Xbox, and I'm like, man, this is bad.
That's the reason why he did it, though. It's a message behind everything that they're doing. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of us, we are, you know, all our careers was different. And I think, you know, us getting older, we learned things that we wish we should have known. If we still had it, if we knew it back then, we'd be totally different. You know, we'd be all in different areas right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, like, what advice would you give your younger self? Like, what would you tell yourself?
What I would tell myself, which is probably crazy, which John, I probably think is crazy, but I would tell my younger self, like, whatever you're going through, like, keep on going through it. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you going through right now is gonna make you to what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta know what the bottom feel like to, you know what I'm saying?
Get to the top.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
like, and I feel like there's a lot of people I meet that like they go through, they ain't really been through nothing. Like even if
they
it's
always
like
been
hardship, you know what I'm saying? Or down to the littlest thing, financials, whatever, but family issues, whatever. If you don't feel like that low self, like that low center, like it's like they don't know what the top feels like.
How do I get out of that? Or how do I have the coping mechanism to get out of that?
So then when you get to the top, it's like, okay, I know what this feels like. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back down, or I know how to respond from this. I know how to do this or whatever. Like if the younger me's going through something and he's, you know what I'm saying, he feel like it ain't gonna ever be right or whatever. Yeah. I just tell him like, just keep on going through it, boss, because like it's gonna make you who you are today. So.
Thanks.
Absolutely, man.
Well, man, I appreciate you being on our show, man, and coming to show love, man. You know, this is our first official episode, our first official, man. You know, going down. And also, man, shout out to, you know, Chris also works with a foundation called Collect Evolve, and they have a lot going on. They had an event, it was last weekend, right?
Yep.
Last weekend we was the MCs, they had a celebrity game, man. It was fun. He had a whole 7-on-7 tournament that went on during the day. They handed out trophies even at the celebrity game, you know, to whoever came out. It was a great showing of what he has done. And like I said at the beginning of the show, man, we bringing people on here that are doing for their community, who are making a positive impact anywhere they go. You know, not even just in the community. Everywhere they go, they trying to do something to bring somebody else along. Like he talked about, you know, even, you know, when he said he trying to bring his younger brothers up, you know. So appreciate you coming on the show, bro. You know,
appreciate you, Chris, man. We appreciate it, man. Well, we look forward to having you on again. And again, everybody, just find your version of success. It looks different for each and every one of us, but find your lane and excel in it and have fun doing it. Mm-hmm. And then juice out.
And that's a wrap.